Hey everyone, savvu here, and in this video we're going to learn how to sort and render sprites in front of each other when creating a top-down perspective game in Unity. Let's jump into it. In this scene, I've placed the main character of Creature Lens and the first monsters you encounter when playing the game. Our main character consists of a parent game object named PlayerRig that has all needed components such as the rigid body, some colliders, and of course the scripts. The children game objects of the PlayerRig are all the parts of the game character as sprites, and therefore the only component they have is the sprite renderer, which we are going to use inside of the script in order to set the order in layer. As for now, all parts of the game character and the creatures are set on the same sorting layer named monsters, as you can see in my inspector, and also have an order in layer value of 0. Right now, inside of the game scene, you can see that our character, when moving around, is rendered really weird in front or behind of the monsters. The easiest approach to solve this problem is to change the order in layer based on the Y value of our character. That means that when our character moves upwards, the order in layer must decrease, and when moving down, it should increase in order to be rendered in front of every other game object inside of our scene. So let's create a new C# script and name it space order handler. Now, before jumping into the script, we have to create for our parent PlayerRig game object a new component. This component can be any 2D collider. Despite having a box collider by myself, I would highly suggest you to use the Edge Collider 2D with the trigger function enabled. This component will be used as an indicator and its position will be used to change the order and layer of the whole character. That's why we're going to place it exactly there where the feet are. After that, we are finally ready to get into the code. First thing to do here is to change the update function to late update, since we want it to be called every time we move the character. This script will be a component of the parent game object PlayerRig, and that's why we're going to use a for each loop for every single sprite children. Our variable will be rend, and with the getComponents in children function, we're going to grab the renderer. Now inside of the loop, we're going to set the sorting order based on the collider we created earlier on the feet of our character. We're going to use the getComponent collider2D, which can get the 2D collider despite of its type. Then .bounds.min.y. And why are we doing that? Well, in order to get the minimum Y value of the collider. Now, since some characters can be very close to each other, and the collider's position can be very similar, we're going to multiply the whole result with 1000. Also, we're going to cast the whole result as an integer, since the sorting order only takes int values, and turn this to a negative number. This happens because a higher Y value means a lower sorting order, and of course the opposite. After that, place your script on your game character, which has also the collider 2D, and test the result. As you can now see, our character is rendered correctly in front or behind of the creatures when running around. You can also see how the order and layer value changes here. Now that we are done, let's also create the simple version of this where your game character only consists of one single sprite. First thing to do is to set a private renderer variable named myRenderer. Next, we're going to create a start function, and inside of it we get the component renderer and assign it to our variable. The rest is exactly the same. We have a late update function, and inside of it we set the sorting order just like before. Now let me also show you how I implemented all of this to one of the creatures. You can see the small green line, which is the Edge Collider 2D with the isTrigger variable enabled. You can play around with the offset in order to change its position, and don't forget that this position changes the order and layer value. The result looks really great and is exactly what you're going to need on a top-down perspective game. You can assign the script to every moving or not moving sprite or game object to achieve the best perspective rendering possible. But wait! Before you leave, check out Sparta, a mobile pixel art game which will be available soon for Android. Pre-register now and claim your in-game rewards as soon as the game will be published. Thank you so much for watching and hit the subscribe button for more tips and tricks about game development every Friday. And with that said, see you next time. Ciao!